där med att man kan ju inget det där just nu, men ju mer och mer liksom och det.
Thank you so much for watching the video. I really hope you enjoyed it. And thank you for staying to the end of the video. So this hammer was forged out of necessity because I needed a hammer that was basically in the middle of what I usually use. So my lighter hammer, the one I forged last year, weighs around 1.3 kilos all in all, and my big hammer weighs 2 kilos all in all. So I needed something in between, and this hammer weighs a little bit over 1.5 kilos, so it's the perfect in the between hammer that I need. So it's made for pretty hard work and for heavy blows where I need to move a lot of material, but also instead of switching to a lighter hammer when I need to do fiddly stuff, if I'm in the middle of it, I can do it with this hammer as well. Usually when I'm doing some more precise work, I'm using the lighter hammer. For example, when I'm forging the edges of the axes and stuff like that. And I use the heavier hammer when I need stuff to move quickly. And I don't stand there with a 2 kilo hammer all day. I wouldn't recommend that, but this hammer I can swing for a lot longer than the 2 kilo hammer, and the 1.3, the light hammer, I can forge for a very long time with. There's a bit of discussion on what hammer you should have, but I don't see the problem in having more hammers which you can switch between depending on what you're doing. And also everyone's different, and some people like heavier hammers, some people like lighter hammers. I like the range of hammers to choose between depending on what I'm doing. So for example, when I'm drifting, I always use the heavy hammer, and when I'm removing the drift, I'm also using the heavy hammer. If I need to forge down a thick piece, like right after the eye, from the eye to the blade section, I usually use the heavier hammer, but I'm thinking this hammer might be the one that I'm going to use more now, because this is a very good in-between, which will be a very good hybrid in my opinion. Many people would even say that this hammer is way too heavy, but I don't agree. It fits my style of forging, and I guess it depends on your body build and stuff like that. Everyone's different. I'm not small, but I'm not super big as well. But I mean, I'm a blacksmith, and I also train on the side to keep strong and stuff like that. Anyways, the hammer is made out of C45, 1045 equivalent. It's forged into a fairly Scandinavian type of pattern, cross peen hammer with a fairly long peen and a short face. Basically, it's based on, I really like those square Alex Steele hammers, Brian Brazil hammers, Ethan Hardy hammers. I really like the style of those. But I don't like forging with rounding hammers for some reason. I've tried it and I just don't like them. And that's just a personal taste. I really like how they look, but I never use a rounding hammer. I usually use the peen if I need to draw stuff out, or I use the flat side of the hammer. So that's why I like cross peen hammers. That's all that I use, basically. I've thought about making a straight peen hammer, but the things that I do, I really don't need it. I can get around it, so this is the perfect hammer for me. So it's based on the Brian Brazil style hammer. So this section is inspired by that, but the peen is a peen basically. So I really like it. It's a bit. Some things that I should have done differently was that I should have. I should have not drifted the eye before I made the set downs. That's one thing that I would do differently next time. But as you guys know, I'm not a hammer forger, hammer maker. I am an axe maker, which means that I am very much a noob on making hammers. But I'm thinking this is going to be a great hammer for me and for my use. So, and I'm fairly fond of the design. But I should have done the set downs after before I drifted the eye. That's something that I should take with me to next time. Also, the piece that I started with was way too heavy. The thing that I weigh on probably had some other stuff on it without me seeing it. So when I put it on, I thought that it just went nuts on me. So it showed me that it was lighter than it actually was. So I had to cut off some parts and grind it a little bit just to remove the weight. Otherwise it would have been a too heavy hammer for what I wanted. The handle is just some spare hickory that I had from an old axe handle that broke, so I just cut it off for where it broke and made a hammer handle out of it. And it fits fairly nice in the hand. It's finished with some linseed oil, and yeah, it has a really good bounce to it. And what else can I say? I haven't tried forging with it yet, but that's coming soon. So yeah, we're looking forward to that. So once again, thanks for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the video. Follow me on Instagram if you want to see more of the day-to-day. If you want to visit my website, you can also find the link in the description. Other than that, I bid you a good day, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.